Okay, so one last final launch trailer for the Callisto Protocol before it comes out on December 2nd of this year. We're a couple weeks out from Callisto Protocol, and but Callisto Protocol, brand new story, brand new universe, same developers, same some of the same minds behind Dead Spaces and Callisto Protocol. So it's got a very similar vibe to Dead Space, but I feel like everything that we've seen so far, and I haven't been like totally keeping track what I'm seeing in Callisto Protocol's trailers and everything. I've just done like a couple Let's Talks just because I want to try and keep as much, enough to get me interested, but I don't want to be spoiled on stuff, so that's the reason why I haven't like done Let's Talks on every single trailer. But yes, Callisto Protocol. Let's jump in. Let's check this out. Let's see what it's all about. Launch trailer. Oh, wow. Very, yeah. So PlayStation actually lets these guys use their mocap studio that they use for all their big AAA games, or at least one of them. Wow. So he crash lands.
What the hell?
Crash lands like Selena there on.
I killed everyone.
Oh wow.
Contain it. Everyone.
All of my nightmares are coming true.
You do what you gotta do in here. This place, there's a way of changing you.
So we're gonna be running into a lot of survivors. Security bots, I'm guessing.
What the hell? Some bad stuff happening.
Yeah. Okay, so there's multiple survivors we're going to be encountering. It's not just like the 2 or 3 people. Damn, the water looks good. Oh, realistic.
I know who you are. I know what you did.
Monsters look really good too.
This whole prison's infected.
The HUD is pretty nice. It's very minimal, just right on your gear. Very like Dead Space like that. Ooh, the 3D audio kicked in right there.
Now let's go finish this.
Couple weeks out. So if you go with the deluxe edition, you do get 48 hours early access to the story. To story DLC. Oh, not the story, not the game itself. Story DLC wise, so I would pick up this expansion pack if I can buy it separately. If the game is good enough and is worth it. This is kind of what I did with MW2 also, where I was just like, okay, if Call of Duty gets me hooked into MW2, which it actually has, and I did buy the deluxe edition upgrade. I think that's a great thing to have, is make this like PlayStation Deluxe or exclusive deluxe edition, whatever, make it totally separately purchasable. So I can get the game at a decent, reasonable price. Day one edition, I'd probably be picking this one up. And yeah, you still get the PlayStation exclusive stuff. I just won't have 48 hours early access to the DLC, which is fine. Yeah, I definitely am super interested in this. Let's rewatch it one more time with no sound, just to get that, the replay feel on it. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna let me? YouTube. I'm not gonna say names. I definitely messed up the names on the last video that I was doing of Callisto Protocol, but it's it's a guy from Transformers. You got Kamiko from The Boys, and then you got Deacon from Days Gone in this, or also Starkiller, if you remember him from Star Wars. So this is super interesting. They have like a whole town here where Dead Space was very much like its space station, multi-leveled space station, and then you're going through. Let's see here. Once you land on the base, it still kind of just feels like a space station. This feels like it's there. It's going to be like this Resident Evil feel almost to it, when you're going to the town, almost like Resident Evil Japan or something. Um, the way that the streets are so like closed and narrowed in and everything. Very, very cool. And yeah, the infection is just ravaging everyone and everything. Man, that makes me really, yeah, makes me actually pretty excited. This reminds me of like Gears of War, you know, where like the hammer of dawn melted everyone, turned them into ash. I wonder if there's something maybe like that. Again, I don't know too much of anything. I'm just spitballing stuff out here. I don't really want to know. I just want to go into this knowing as less as possible. I have already gotten the hooks in of like, yeah, I want to check this out. Boy, look at how, wow. So maybe, okay, so security station, something. Oh, this is the prison. He's in his prison outfit, looks like. Yeah, and this is like a prisoner been turned or whatever. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like bites or it's the prisoners that they did experiments on. They finally just turned and snapped, or like what it could be. So very, very Resident Evil-y, where you find a weapon, pick it up, and okay, here we go. It's time to be a badass with a new weapon or gun or something. Goop monsters, big major goop monsters. So we get a little bit of the Dead Space. You know what? I'm going to actually turn the playback speed down to like a quarter speed because this thing is flying. Yeah, it's not really goop monster. I guess it's like a bubbly monster. So 3D printers, very similar to what they did in Dead Space. I think this is a pretty cool little thing because then if they want to do DLC, they could actually add, all of a sudden you get the somatic that you buy from the storefront or something in this, and you can end up and you build a new weapon or a gadget or a gun or something that they can add on to it. I think that's pretty cool. Very cool. Mechanical, yeah, the security guards have all been turned and everything. I was gonna say this looks like John Bernthal for a second here. Fucking Mr. Punisher, the dude off from Walking Dead there. Okay, so they're turning wrenches into shanks. Yeah, this is prison yard, all right. So a lot more survivors hanging around. We have perfectly sculpted asses in this on the zombies. That's A+ effort right there. Oh, so it's like a little sneaky thing where don't touch the zombies or they're all gonna wake up. That was Dying Light 2, or I guess you could also say Last of Us kind of did something like that too. Yeah, that could be some pretty cool little sneaky moments happening. Yeah, so it's like almost like Last of Us, where it's like the growth is overtaking and starting to spread out into like vines or something. Cool. It's gonna be very cool seeing the lore if they do a whole like, and then we have, I think I'm gonna guess these are security bots. Oh boy, I hope they're not too hard to like. I hope it doesn't turn into Gears like the. Well, yeah, I guess there were security bots on Gears there where they're just like bullet sponges. Hopefully you just get some like really cool cinematic like finisher type of things on, and maybe it's a little bit of a different fight of the security bots. Also, hopefully the security bots is beating up the other, the reason why they're attacking you is because they think you're one of the zombie dudes or whatever. Damn, clocked him in the jaw. Holy aliens on that scene. So the UJC, it looks like something like that. Yeah, this is very, very Dead Space, looking stuff. But again, this game feels like what Dead Space was trying to be back in the day, but they had hardware limitations, and so now it's just like they can do the full. Glenn and his team can do the full like vision and scope of what they initially wanted to do with Dead Space. But without like EA breathing down their neck on, or if EA was, I don't really know the history of the development on Dead Space. That was before I started doing coverage, but I'm guessing they probably was just like, hey, Battlefield does really good, make this. So now this game, they get to have all their freedom, make it as chaotic and horror driven and survival driven as they could possibly want. Definitely I'm seeing, so that's an in-game cutscene right there. Easily that's an in-game cutscene. And then this is gonna, I wonder if it's gonna smoothly transition from this cutscene into gameplay, and it's just gonna boom right there. Okay, we're off and running, and we just go. Very the Resident Evil 2 scene right here where it's a giant alligator, some very cool stuff being shown off in this. I do love the whole thing of like their helmet. You can see their faces through it. So then it's not just like, it doesn't just turn into the helmet with a voiceover. It's actually, you can get some really cool performances. It keeps the cinematic aspect going. That is awesome to see that. And the character development that's going to end up happening between these two. You already know it. What is it? Josh Duhamel and then Sam Witwer is like the main villain bad guy. So I'm guessing your main character is going to end up fighting Sam Witwer, and the Deacon from Days Gone. There, he is like the prison overseer or something like that. So yeah. Again, I don't really want to know. It's just a little details that I know of. That's what I'm guessing. We'll see what ends up happening. This all looks really good though. I am liking the difference in between, you can come in with a shotgun, you can come in with a little more of a melee. I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot of a range attack going on, possibly. Which enemies are going to be the most annoying ones to fight against? Any game like this, you have at least one enemy there. It's just like, oh god, not these guys. How did you not catch the hands were like right there? Yeah, like I said, looks pretty damn good. I am definitely, especially if it's like, if there is the whole thing of, oh, it's like a city and the whole city became corrupted or whatever, and it turns into like this very like Resident Evil type of vibe going on. That'd be super, super cool in my book. But you know what? It would never happen, but it would be kind of crazy to see is a Dead Space crossover with this game. Just like all of a sudden there's this like, I don't know, reference of like Isaac Clarke or something that shows up in this. But I doubt like how they could even, they might be able to reference somebody, like maybe they call somebody Isaac and he wears a similar reference armor or something. I don't know. But yeah, between this and Dead Space, this is definitely looking more appealing on the list. I recently replayed Dead Space, and it didn't age as well as I thought it was going to. I remember Dead Space being a little more just, that's what I remember Dead Space being. But yeah, again, I'm just looking forward to this. So we got a couple weeks. Anyways, I will definitely stream it launch night when it comes out. I'm actually looking forward to this one. We have a couple different things coming out the same night as this, so I'll see what I can do. But go and check out the rest of the YouTube channel for more Let's Talks live stream replays. I've been multi-streaming now on both Twitch and YouTube, so if you want to check out the stream replays, just finished up God of War, that's on the channel too. Yeah, and then also follow over on Twitch, and you can see when I go live, or you can check out the VODs or whatever, or the stream replays. So yeah, Callisto Protocol looking pretty cool. Looking forward to it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. I will see you next time.